So, Paul, you've actually touched on so many aspects that sound like they all relate back to aesthetics. You've talked about content, you've talked about heuristics, you've talked about, how it kind of connects with the user experience. In your words, how do you think about aesthetics? What are all those elements that go into it? Because a lot of people think aesthetics is design. Does it look good, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's the way business leaders think too. Sometimes creative teams get tagged to be the team that makes T-shirts and logos, right? And you don't want to be known as that team. You want to be known as the team that drives value and business value at the end of the day. So the way I think about design is really the expression of creativity and great thinking that should be attached to some sort of business value, investment, or strategy. So that way, when we actually take design, we're thinking about taking it to a strategic level and saying what we are creating creates this kind of value. We talked about curbside pickup, and we had the numbers and the data and the outcomes to show that this drove this amount of sales or this amount of pickup. So anytime you can map design back to some sort of investment, KPI, OKR, whatever it is, now you're having a much different conversation, because that's what business leaders care about. How are you affecting my P&L? So I like to think about, look, process is important in terms of design, sure. But if you're a design-led company and we know who they are, you're going to beat out the S&P by 228% like they've been doing for the last 10, 15 years. Look, Home Depot will never be a design-led organization. It's a merchant-led organization, will always be. And they're printing money right now, which is great. However, we did such a great job of taking design to a strategic level. That's where you really start making the impact. So when I think about design, I think about it more as a strategic component that drives value for an organization. Because once I can show the value what we're delivering, that depoliticizes the conversation, and we're talking less about aesthetics and talking more about actual value, whether that's qualitative or
That's awesome.